Hello and welcome to the Coaches Show. This is Gary Livengood along with head football coach Tennent. Knight Stadium, what a beautiful night. Coach, you're in the final week to count down this Friday. Where are we?
Well, we're down to, after today, 3 days left till game time. We've got 2 more days of practice. One tomorrow we'll go what we call heavy, live, hitting, and then Thursday we'll walk through, spend a lot of time on special teams and run offense against air, kind of a light practice. So we're almost there.
You got your preparation, and I see a bunch of boosters up here, Coach, spiffing up the stadium.
Yes, I just saw a list of businesses that have donated this past summer, this past year. Is over 50 businesses that have contributed to Preston football this year.
Well, we know that everything you do has to be paid for by you and the boosters for football, and I noticed they power washed the bleachers. They've been painting all the stuff. I mean, it's looking nice.
It's great. It's great to see the parents out here volunteering. They've been here Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Today is Tuesday. It's unbelievable the amount of support we've had.
Yeah, I've seen Wes and Tina here forever.
Yeah.
So the stadium will be in good shape. So don't forget, Friday night, 7:30, Preston High will open up their 2014 football schedule here at Knight Stadium against Hampshire Trojans. Coach, you had a scrimmage against Tucker here last week, and you had a scrimmage against University High last Friday. Talk about the scrimmage with Tucker, especially with your new 3-5-3 defense.
We were very pleased with what we saw, especially out of the defensive side. We were gang tackling, tackled very well. We held them scoreless. So we were very pleased defensively and offensively, and we moved the ball up and down the field. So we were very pleased after Tucker.
And I noticed on defense you had a lot of players running to the ball. Even though they weren't in on the tackle, you usually would see 5 or 6 or 7 players right there around the ball.
Yeah, that's what we teach, and we teach if you're not around the football when the whistle blows, you don't care. So we have a lot of kids that have worked hard and then they want to get on the field, and now's their time to shine in a couple of days.
Yeah, I noticed in practice your second teamers are really little opposition to your first team offense. So really was good to see your first team offense running against Tucker County, and again watching them, they ran well, run their plays well.
Yeah, it was a great scrimmage against Tucker. We were very pleased, and I think that may have caused some problems we had against University the next week.
But again, looking at this scrimmage, it showed progress going so far. Then Friday, you go over to University High School, scrimmage University High School. Preseason ranked number 8 in the AAA. So you were scrimmaging a very formidable opponent in University High School. Plus, it's raining buckets.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the scrimmage.
I don't think we were too bothered by the rain. It was a big difference between Tucker and UHS. UHS, like you say, is a top 10 program every year. And so is Tucker County, but there's a big difference between single A and triple A. We just didn't go out and perform very well. There were some issues with effort, missed assignments, poor technique, poor fundamentals. And as coaches, I'm responsible for that. When the kids aren't ready to play, I take that as my responsibility. I've got to get them better prepared. And we've done some things this week to try to correct those problems. The problems we saw are correctable, but it might take more than a couple weeks.
And really one of the surprising things was your offense. I thought the offense would perform well, but either the linemen weren't getting off the ball fast enough or getting their blocks or holding their blocks, but your offense kind of stopped.
The offensive line, I was really disappointed in their performance. I thought they would come out with a little more energy and passion and a little more fundamentally sound. We didn't have either one of those. And we've got to do a better job of coaching these kids up and getting them ready to play, because when it's ready to play, when it's time, we got to go. So it just seemed like our kids' heads were somewhere else. and I'll take responsibility for that because that's my job.
Now, again, you're initiating this new 3-5-3 defense. How did it perform against the AAA top 10 team, the University High School Hawks?
Well, I thought we had kids in the right positions. Only a couple times we were in bad calls, but a lot of times we had them dead to right and missed the tackle. Not being fundamentally sound, not grabbing cloth, wrapping up, staying on your feet as you tackle. Up front, where the most work has to be done, improvement, is we slant a lot, and our D linemen, they didn't get to where they were supposed to be. So that puts the rest of the defense in a bind. Everybody's got a job, and if one person doesn't do it, it leaves a big hole.
Yeah.
So Monday we watched the film, spent a good bit of time watching the film, and I think the kids learned a lot from it. They've taken to heart what we're trying to do, and their attitude's been great.
Yeah, I mean, pictures are worth 1,000 words. You can tell them on the field all you want to, but when they see them right there on television and see that they missed a block or what they did wrong or whatever, it's really a great learning tool for those boys.
Yeah, we spent an hour inside watching film out of a 2-hour and 20-minute practice. Most of it was inside watching film and lifting weights. But I think it was worth it because sometimes what a kid thinks he's doing is not really what's happening on the field. So it's good to get that visual. And from what I've seen today's practice, they got the message.
So your scrimmages are over with. Now you're in the final week of practice prior to your opening game against Hampshire. Let's look at your 2014 schedule. You open up here at home against Hampshire Trojans, a team that beat you 34-14 last year, Coach.
We've been spending a lot of time watching that film this past week, and we still can't believe the score. And it sounds like they blew us out, but we shut down their running game. They completed 3 long touchdown passes, 3 plays. We give up the opening kickoff right off the bat after our bus breaks down halfway there, and we had to wait around and get another bus. But after that, we responded well. After the opening kickoff, they returned it, first play of the season. We turn around and drive it right down the field, about a 10-play drive, and score. And we missed the extra point, and we're only down 1 point. And then we get beat on some coverages, lack of focus, and you end up 34-14. I think we outscored them in the second half.
So then you're on the road, 4 weeks in a row. You go down to Lewis County. Preseason poll, Lewis County is ranked 14th in the AAA statewide. So even though they lost a lot of players last year, they're up in the top 15 this year.
Yeah, they deserve it. They're always going to have a top 10 defense. That's what they've done the last few years. They've always had great defenses. We were able to put some points on the board last year, make it interesting for a little bit. But once again, our defense broke down last year, as it did many times, and took us out of games.
Yeah, you gave up 48 and you scored 24. Your offense was starting to work. Fairmont Senior, then you're on the road again against Fairmont Senior on the 12th of September. Again, they're ranked in the top 15 and double A for this year. So you're getting no slouches early in the season, no. Coach.
No, we saw them in 7-on-7. We beat them twice, but that's not real football. But we got an idea of what their skill players are about. I think we can match up with them, but their coach, he always has a good program, and they really put a thumping on us last year. So I know I have that game circled on my schedule.
I'm sure you'll remind them of that 55-12 thumping they got.
Yeah.
Elkins, team that you picked up your win last year, 47-26. You got the Elkins again. Elkins again is down. Their program's down right now.
Yeah, but they run that wing T offense, and it's so hard to defend, especially if they've got great athletes. Like I said, though, last year they were down from the year before, the playoff team. You never know how our kids are going to respond to that single wing offense that they run.
Again, then you're on the road, North Marion, weekend, Buckley Festival weekend. You're on the road down to North Marion. put a nice stuffing on your old alumni and your school down in
Yeah,
Marion.
I enjoy going back there. It's a great stadium, a great atmosphere they have there. Our biggest thing going into that week is staying focused. Like you said, it's the week of the Buckwheat Festival. We got to get kids out of downtown on Friday and get them up here for a pregame and get them focused off for the whole week because the kids are involved in those activities. They've done a good job at that in the past, and hopefully that'll continue.
Does North Marion transfer? They had a field down there, was nothing but a mushy swamp most of the time. Did they not put synthetic turf on this year?
They're working on it right now. That's a big question of where they're going to have it done for the first game.
Someone said they may move it into East West Stadium.
It may be. That wouldn't surprise me because it took a while to put this turf in down here. You just can't do it.
It was on the news, I think, a couple of weeks ago. It showed the construction. I said, I don't think so.
I know they just started in early August, so I have a feeling we might be back at East West Stadium.
And Coach in Hedgesville comes into Knight Stadium on the 3rd of October. A team that you really gave a good battle last year, but losing 46-40.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. That game went down to the last play, and our kids fought so hard. I remember that night. I remember getting off the bus. It was so humid. It was probably 20 degrees hotter at their place than it was here. And it took us a while to adjust to that. And they had that quarterback running around all over the place. So I'm proud of the kids the way they hung in. But they're coming in with a new coach this year. So we're going to have to wait till the season plays out and get some film on them and see how we can attack them.
Then you're home again against East Fairmont, one of your wins last year. They come in here to Knight Stadium, and you don't know what that coach down there is going to do half the time, do you?
I know. It depends on who's hot. I know
Coach Haddix, you don't know what he's going to do.
I know they've got about a 6'5" receiver that gave us fits last year. He was just a junior. He's a senior this year, and they got a quarterback that can throw it. So I expect them to come in and throw the ball around until we stop it.
But it's a good thing, you know, the scouting. You have 4 or 5 weeks to scout these.
Yeah.
Really, a question I was going to ask you. Hampshire, they graduated a lot of their skilled players from last year. Are you going into that blind, or did you go down and watch them scrimmage somebody?
No, we couldn't get down there to watch them scrimmage. We are going into it kind of blind. We've going off tapes that we have from last year. We've got 2 good ones. But we know they're going to run double wing tee type plays with the buck sweep, the belly, the trap, and they have a jet sweep that they'll run out of it. And we saw them at 7-on-7 too, and so we've got a good idea what the skill people are. But defensively, we're just going to have to see how it goes.
Yeah, Coach Grace has been down there 11 or 12 years, so he hasn't changed much of his.
I don't think he'll change too much.
Yeah. All right, University High School at non-conference game, the team you just scrimmaged, you gave a good showing last year here at Knight Stadium, 28-6. And I think at halftime, chance was there for us to
it was 21-6, and we should have scored. Should have been about 20-14 at half. But they had some talented kids last year, and they have some this year. But I think they were a little stronger last year, having just scrimmaged them. I just wish that we'd showed out a little better Friday night, because that wasn't the real team that I know, the Knights team that I've coached the last 3 years.
So in the last 2 games, Buchanan Upshur is at home here at Knight Stadium, and Bridgeport is at home. Coach, you didn't really change any. We don't see any new teams on there.
No, I like the schedule. I think it's competitive. I tell the kids, our goal is to win the Big Ten Conference, and there's teams that we can beat. And that last one, home against Bridgeport, that may be the difference. See how the schedule plays out, but I fully expect to be able to compete with Bridgeport.
Metro News Sports preseason poll, Bridgeport, number 2 in the state AA.
Yep, that's AA. We're AAA. So, but that didn't help us last year. Probably our worst performance of the year was against Bridgeport last year. They had some talented kids that we just couldn't match up with.
Coach, you have 7 Big Ten games and 3 non-conference games. Last year you were 3-4 in the Big Ten. Where, in your mind, do you feel that you're going to get this year? What place in the Big Ten?
Like I said, our goal is to win the whole thing. I believe that if we stay healthy and we compete like we can, and if we practice the way we played, or if we play the way we practiced today was probably the best practice of the year, coming off that debacle at university, I call it. The kids really responded to our coaching and to our things that we pointed out on film. They took it to heart, and like they want to get better. So as far as the Big Ten goes, we'll just take it one game at a time, and with the eye of winning it all.
And just looking at your schedule, you know, just looking at it, to me, I could see a 6-4 or 7-3. Again, no injuries to your key personnel. Because we're going to talk about your depth here in a minute and how many players are playing both ways in this season. Let's go and look right now. 6-4 would be a good 3 years winning season.
Yeah, that'd be great. 6-4, 7-3.
It gets you ready to go to the playoffs.
10-0. But I told the kids after Friday scrimmage, I said we're staring straight down the barrel of 0-10 if that's where we're going to play. But that's the kind of effort, and that's the kind of not being coachable. You know, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you turn around like they did, you know, there are expectations. I don't see it out of the question.
Let's start off with I know you got 57 players out now, and thank goodness I watched over there. I was watching the middle school football team over there practicing. We were talking about another year or two, you're going to see some these people come up off that middle school team, playing on your varsity.
They've got 33 kids, I believe, right now.
Yeah.
And every time I see them, I look over and I see them practice. It just gives me a big smile because I know they're getting good coaching. They're getting prepared. They're learning our system, our scheme, our terminology, and it's just gonna do wonders for the program.
Well, I know you and the athletic directors have really got to be commended for getting this middle school program going, because that's something that we know has been needed here for years and years and years since they did away with the middle school program.
Yeah, I'll give all credit to Coach Connick and Principal Wilt, Pam Wilt, for working with the SSAC and getting sanctioned, and Pete Pell, the principal at Roseburg, that stepped up and volunteered to have his name on everything. So it's been a great thing. I can't wait for the first game.
We're talking about the middle school, Roseburg Squires.
Yes, sir.